Hello, folks. Welcome to Build Fly Go. So, another week of doors on the RV-10. So, we continue. The doors are honestly not as bad as we thought they were going to be. We are doing a few mods, right? These are not the most stock vans setup that you can do. We've added the lights. We're doing different hinges. We're doing different door seals. We're running wiring in the doors for the lights. So definitely this is more work than the regular doors. And this is similar to the fuel tanks where I'm a little surprised by, there's all this buildup on how long the fuel tanks and the doors take, and they're nasty and messy. And so far, they're not the end of the world. So they're coming along. So what you just saw in this past video there was we have glued the doors together, and you can see that they're clecoed all over on the left view there. You can see all the clecos around the left door. It was bad. It was a lot of mixing fume silica with epoxy, and just being sort of careful as to where the epoxy is going and things like that. And then let it sit, right? So the clecos around the doors are not in the instructions, but a bunch of people mentioned them, and it seemed like a really good idea of like really holding the doors in the right shape. You give it a couple of days, and then you take it apart, and then you start trimming, which is what we've been doing here. The trimming, you make a little tool, and you're really careful. You don't want to trim too much, right? You want to trim just so that the doors fit in the opening. Of course, the opening isn't perfect. The doors aren't perfect, right? So there's going to be a little bit of warpage and things like that, which we're going to fix later on with some filler or micro balloons or something like that, right? Just to smooth things out. So don't stress too much about this being absolutely perfect. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It has to fit, and it has to look okay, and you're going to clean it up later. Another thing is, this is a good spot for you to talk to the paint shop that you're going to use and ask them how much, how perfect do they need these to be? How crazy do they want you to go with the fit of the door? So we called a couple of, let's be honest, we called Evoke. And I asked Jonathan, it's like, do I need to be crazy about this? And he said no. The expectation is that they fit and they look okay, and he is going to make them look good later. He said that most of the time they look pretty terrible, and they have to spend some time doing on it, so that's already built into their expectations for what's going on, which is great, which means we don't have to go crazy about this. Hinges is what's going on now. You can see we're working on the left door hinge, and we drilled them into place. Mary showed up to give us a hand, and the hinges fit. And now we're closing up the gaps on the right door. I did the left door first, or finished up the left door first. And we're closing up the gaps on the right door, and then I'm going to do hinges and install those hinges, and then we're going to be good to go. These doors are looking pretty damn good right now. This coming week, we're going to be starting to work on the seals, and the gap for the seals is different. It's not the same as the gap in the plans, and it's a little different. But it's been a lot of fun. Honestly, I've actually sort of enjoyed the fiberglass work. Knock on wood here, or knock on fiberglass. It hasn't been crazy. It's dusty. It's messy. But the weather is nice, right? So I can do this with the door open, and everything is sort of coming together. And I think a big part of this is don't stress about it, right? It's very hard to mess up the fiberglass. You can always add more, right? Like you can always add it up and just sand it down to the size you want. And slowly but surely, we're getting there. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time. Have a good week.